Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Trip Around Multiverse with your host, the man who's one part of the most decorated tag teams in WWE history. I think it's the second most decorated tag team champions anyway. Kyle Charles and
the kayfabe brother, but not the kayfabe brother, because he's my best friend of Christian Cage, CY Chung.
And this episode, because of recent events, which I didn't see coming, but I'm like, oh, that's cool. We are going to talk about the career of one Adam Copeland, aka the rated R superstar Edge, one of my personal favorite wrestlers of all time.
Your boy Edge.
Yep.
I say that as in jokingly because actually, you know what? To be fair, I think I've always been more of a Christian fan myself. Only because though, I think since Edge came in, you knew they were going to give him the push. To some degree, right? He was going to get somewhere, whereas Christian was less of their concern, but he kind of earned his way up there. And then they stopped. They kept him at a certain level and just kept him. Well, you know, you can't hold back talent apparently. So he went elsewhere and did his thing. But this is not about Christian. This is about Edge. So
the better of the Canadian brothers.
Well, yeah. So Edge, I guess this will be probably his last run in wrestling.
Yeah.
So he jumped over to AEW from WWF, WWE, and he had like an extensively long career there.
Yeah, 25 years apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not consistent wrestling, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Because I think it was the time he took off a year just for a neck injury he had.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And then I think they're including the 9 years he didn't wrestle.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay, so
he was still about because he would show up every now and then. You know.
Do you remember the vinaigrettes that used to play before? So when they were WWE used to do vinaigrettes for people that were going to be new talent. You want to say?
Yeah.
Or well, okay. They used to do vinaigrettes for people that were going to push. Okay. Because some people didn't get vinaigrette.
No, lots of people got vinaigrettes, even vignettes,
yeah?
even though they didn't go anywhere.
Oh, vignettes. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Why am I saying it like it's like it's a salad?
It's a salad.
Sorry. I was thinking. People are like thinking, what's he talking about? They made images for people. Yeah. All right. No, sorry. Vignettes. Yep, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, because I remember some people got them and they went nowhere in the end. Like, oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Great. Yeah.
Okay. I think is it generally. You think if they're behind you, if your gimmick can get over, they'll give you pushes that don't involve matches, like you know, screen time and stuff.
Yeah, probably. I don't remember. I remember Tiger Ali Singh getting like vignettes and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Maybe. Okay. Well, all right.
Yeah.
Well, forget that then. Forget what I said because actually, I don't know if you remember the geezer. There was one that was, I can't remember. There's a British guy, and I think he had a vignette against the Undertaker or something like that.
Yeah.
Van Hensen.
No, I remember you talking about. I can't remember his name though. And then he had one match in it, and then you never saw him again.
Yeah. And Mordecai as well, with the reverse Undertaker.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Edge's purple, blue, red vignette thingamajig that was going on where he. Okay, now as far as I played the "You Think You Know Me" song, the original, yeah.
Yeah.
And where he was walking around, yeah, it looked like he was some drug addicted rock star, bass drummer, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he was beating up people in the streets so he could get
it was really weird.
so he could get money for his fix. That's what it looked like.
Oh, right? It was so weird because it was him just shouting down. Like, well, obviously you didn't hear him shouting, but it was like clips of him just shouting. Like, ah! You're like,
yeah.
That seems very stable. Yeah, cool. All
yeah, right. I don't know what his gimmick was.
Nope.
Then, but he's come out as like a Dark Loner type character. Okay, yeah. Kind of, yeah, with his very very shiny PVC trench coat.
But apparently, I think.
Well, no, did he? Sorry.
No, I was going to say, go insane because I'll probably feed into what I'm going to say next.
I'm not 100%. I recall him coming out of that shiny trench coat at that time.
Yeah, he did. Actually,
Okay.
I think he did. Yeah, he did.
I think in the promos he had jeans.
Yeah,
he had
jeans
that
and, like,
Y2J chain, and he
yeah.
had that kind of glittery shirt thing, but you couldn't see what was
Yep.
going on there because
Yeah. That was all weird.
because no colors.
It was so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was it. If I remember correctly, I remember hearing that his gimmick, which later included Gangrel and Christian, was a rip-off. I want to say rip-off, but like was heavily influenced by the film The Lost Boys.
Which have you seen, by the way?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I don't understand. But yeah.
Other than their vampiric lifestyle, which they could not quite say. Here's the thing, right? In this era of wrestling, they were very edgy. Yet somehow they're the red viscous liquid and whatnot. It's like stuff you have to talk around, but why can't you just say it at this point? The Rock's calling people.
Yeah, they called it the bloodbath.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't till when Edge did it. I say recently when he came back as Brood Edge. Yeah. And later on when he became PG.
Oh yeah.
People would use
it.
Yeah, we call it the red viscous whatever. I'm like, really? Okay.
Yeah. Cool. And calling it the Brood Bath, instead of the Blood Bath.
Yeah.
But I remember when he had his first match, right? And this to showcase him, and he did a somersault senton on the guy, the jobber wearing dungarees, right? And a red shirt or something like that.
Oh, he wasn't a jobber.
Super Mario.
He wasn't a jobber.
Wasn't he?
He was a part of the Los Boricas.
Well, they are jobbers then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that at that point, though. By the way. But he and somersault senton on the outside, and he kind of crinked the guy's neck with his leg because the guy wasn't didn't catch him properly. Well, there's a little bit of miscoordination. Yeah. Somewhere.
So he injured more to left or something like that.
Yeah. And that was that. So and then in the next appearance, he was Sable's tag team partner against Jacqueline and Mark Mirror.
Yeah, which was cool, but super random.
Yeah, but I think they were trying to use Sable's overness to get Edge over as well.
Yeah. Jokes on them.
But like you say, they like why? I mean, why was there's no links to just Sable just went backstage to the locker room and said, "You boy," and he's like, "I guess so then. I guess."
Yeah, he's like, "All right."
I mean,
I'm not doing it. I happen to be in my wrestling attire, so I guess all right, cool.
Yeah. I don't know why not then, right?
Oh, I bet the way I planned today. Yeah. Oh, hilarious.
Yeah. But and then I remember beating Owen Hart with. But then at that point, right, because I was an Owen Hart fan, I was hoping that Owen Hart would win. But yeah.
Yeah, because I think
heels never win properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I was an Owen Hart fan at this time. If I remember correctly, wasn't this around the time when he was wearing the black and yellow singlet? When he was part of the Nation.
The Nuff is no, I think it was at the tail end of that.
Oh,
I think it was like by that.
It would have been because it's like 2000. Sorry, 2008, 1998, right? So it would have been.
Yeah. I think at that point, him and Jeff Jarrett were about to get together as a tag team partner. Tag team group.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but I would say they were Okay, I know. Okay, your opinion on it, right? It was probably different from my opinion on it, but even though it took them a while to get there, right? I think they were priming Edge to be somebody in the company.
I don't feel like they were.
No. Why did you come up with that opinion?
Like, because literally as soon as this happens, then he's in not Nation, sorry. He joins the Brood.
Yeah.
And then joins the Ministry of Darkness / the corporate ministry.
Yeah.
And then basically stuck in the tag team for like 3 years after that. And
hold on. Okay, no. No, you're right. I think. Okay, let me try and rephrase it in a different way. Because you're right. Yeah, I think they had a glint in their eye for Edge to be a somebody, right? But like you say, sometimes they don't position them in that. It took them a while to get there because of how they put him in order to get to the top. Yeah, let me put it that way. Yeah, it wasn't like they were like Roman Reigns pushing him or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I definitely think they had their eye. Yeah.
I always kind of felt they thought, okay, maybe he could be like a top mid-card guy. Went till like near the later end of him and Christian's sort of tag team run.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, they could see him as like a upper mid-card guy who will maybe once or twice have a title match for the main title, but not go anywhere with it. But obviously, I was proven wrong.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, actually, why is it one of your boys?
I don't know. Something is like I liked, even though the move is quite terrible. His first finish of the downward spiral, which was just literally a reverse.
Okay. Yeah, reverse STO. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, not done like how Jay White does it or how Alex Shelley does it.
No.
Yeah? More like a tilted forward and not even right. Bray Wyatt does it, right? Just it's more of a tilt forward and go back bump on it.
Yeah,
it's straight like one direction. You know,
the last part of the end of the day when you think about it.
Yeah, exactly. But with the rotation, with the snap rotation, I think it's more impactful.
Yeah,
because you know who's actually delivering the move.
Yeah, like the end days and stuff like that. His one was like, I liked it at first, and I was like, I don't really get this.
Yeah, because it's like it wasn't like the reverse Russian leg sweep, which Jeff Jarrett does, which is it's like an inverted Russian leg sweep.
Yeah.
I
was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was that. Also, I liked all of his entrance musics. So I think I kind of got
all 9 of them.
Yes.
I'm just joking, by the way. I don't actually know how many.
To be fair, the first 3 are the same but slightly changed.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he had the Rod Zombie one.
Yeah.
Because he was in, what was it? Highlander Endgame, which is a terrible film.
Did you watch? Have you seen it?
I've seen it, yeah.
I've seen it. Okay, so this is where Duncan MacLeod, like Edge, isn't there with his group or whatever, the cohorts, wherever they are, trying to rob Conor McLeod and Duncan MacLeod, rob their horse cart and cart or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And Duncan's on the ground. He picks up his sword. Edge's got a rock that he's going to go and just drop on the guy. And then Duncan points the sword at Edge's crotch and says, I think you've lost your edge, laddie.
Yeah, you're like, haha, get it? Because his name's Edge in wrestling.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nod. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, went over every Highlander fan's head, probably, right?
Yep. Except for the ones that watch wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm pretty doubt any of them did.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, go on.
I was going to say other. And I liked Edge and Christian as a tag team as well. Because obviously this will we move next on to.
Yeah, exactly.
I enjoyed the Brood.
Yeah.
All however long it was. But first, I like when the Brood joined together and all that stuff. I liked Gangrel because he looked cool.
Okay.
And then he didn't really do anything.
This man, oh my goodness. Okay, so the Brood, right? I was like, okay, they're supposed to be vampires. Fair enough, yeah. That's more of the Lost Boys gimmick, which kind of made a bit more sense, right? I actually remember when Christian made his first appearance as well.
Yeah.
So Edge is in his match. I think there's another match against Owen Hart.
That sounds about right.
I don't know if he's feuding with Gangrel at this moment or not. If Gangrel's just coming and standing up there. But then, it's Christian just...
I think he was, because, if I remember correctly, he was feuding with Gangrel.
Yeah.
I remember Gangrel coming and attacking him, and then like you're saying, he would be at the top of the ramp and stuff like that during his matches, and then...
Yeah. And then Christian randomly appeared, and then Edge got rolled up by Owen Hart. Yeah. And then it was like, oh, what are these guys? What's that about?
Yeah.
But that's when they were wearing the frilly...
The gothic crap, innit?
Yeah, the pretty white shirts or whatever the thingamajigs.
Yeah, that was...
And I get why Gangrel has to wear it, by the way, yeah?
Yeah.
Because he's not got a physique like Christian or Edge.
Yeah. But you know what? It made no sense as well. So Gangrel wore one.
Yeah.
Frilly top, which made sense. And so did Christian, which kind of made sense. But Edge never did. So it's like, it makes no sense. I was like, all right. I guess. Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
He's to show off the abs, I guess. All right, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and and then he basically Gangrel enticed Edge into the Brood because your quote unquote brother is with us.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
Sure.
By the way, did you ever buy them as brothers?
Yeah. For the longest time. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, until
Go on.
it wasn't until I got a bit wiser. Because remember, I was like 11, 12 at this point, so I wasn't that smart. And then went to, I can't remember, some magazine come out and it had their real names. I was like, oh, huh. Okay. They're not brothers, I guess. And then,
See, I myself was like, their facial shapes are too different.
but saying that, Bret Hart and Owen Hart look nothing alike.
Oh, well, they're similarities, but you're also right there, right?
Yeah.
They don't look yeah, just because they look different doesn't mean they're brothers. And some people look the same, and they're not related.
Yeah,
so,
like On and Ollie Anderson. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the Bashams.
Yeah, that one threw me off as well. Yeah.
But they Edge and Christian and Gangrel got together with the Brood, and then they do the super botch promo. I don't know if you ever
that promo is so terrible. Yeah.
Where, I don't know what was happening with Gangrel, but Edge tried to rescue it, and even Edge at that point did not have the promo ability he has now. So, he was just like trying to look out for his mate.
Yeah.
And he didn't make it worse. That's what he didn't make it worse.
If anything, he kind of saved. I wouldn't say saved it.
He tried to make it better.
Yeah,
yeah. That's the best thing we can say about that.
Yeah,
it was awkward. It was an awkward situation. They went. Awkward. I think at that point as well, because they were vampire, right?
Yeah.
What can you say? What can you do? What's your persona?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until they became E and C that the surfer dudes, right?
Yeah.
That's when they started having a lot more personality and a lot more loose on the mic.
Yeah, because actually, I'll say, as soon as they broke away from Gangrel after the Terry Invitational Tournament,
the TIT.
Yes. And then they had that ladder match with the Hardys.
Yeah.
They had a ladder match with the Hardys before the Hardys became the Brood 2.0, where it was the new Brood.
Yeah.
Actually, no, they already had been the new Brood. During the ladder match, they were the new Brood. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah. And now it's kind of weird, by the way. You like, okay, so you got the Hardy Boys, right? Which is the gimmick is they're extreme, right? And then you got the Surfer Vampire duo. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, they weren't Surfer at that point, right? But they were transitioning.
Yeah.
And then Gangrel was like, I'm going to turn these guys into. We're going to ditch Michael Hayes, aka Doc Hendricks.
Yeah.
Who did not fit in the Hardy Boys, anyways, right?
No, made no sense.
Nor did wait, who won the Terry Invitational Tournament? Was it Edge and Christian?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it made less sense for her to be their manager as well, right? Because yeah. So team and then Gangrel was like, well, I'm gonna pick up the pieces and join them. What? I don't know. Yeah.
It was weird. And then they all turned on him after that tournament the next night on Raw.
Yeah.
So they all instantly became faces?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, sure. And then that's when Ed and Christian started coming white on the show, and when they, like you said, transitioned into the surfer dudes.
The benefit of flash photography.
Yeah, that stuff was amazing. I love it.
Yeah, but you were mentioning, they were in the corporate. They were in the Ministry of Darkness was starting to get big, like in the NWO, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And they absorbed the Brood into it, which
the Brood joined was hilarious as well.
Go on.
Because like I think they would come out to cut a promo, then they got like annihilated by the Ministry of Darkness, and then they disappeared for a week, and then the Ministry of Darkness were beating up someone else, and then they had 3 guys in hoods, robes with them. And Undertaker said something like, I'm the Undertaker, blah, blah, blah. And then he ripped off. They all lined up, and he ripped off the hoods, and it was the Brood. I was like, oh, so you basically beat him up, kidnapped them, gave him Stockholm syndrome, and now they're part of.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was like, for some reason, it made sense to me.
Yeah, because before that, they did that to Viscera as well.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. That's how they recruit people.
As Viscera's coming out for the Royal Rumble, as Viscera beat someone else up, I think, to get in the Royal Rumble, they beat Viscera up as at the entrance, took him to the back.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
And then, was he Mabel at that point? And then they turned him into Viscera.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and how they exited the Brood when Christian got kidnapped by Ken Shamrock, because Undertaker kidnapped Stephanie McMahon. So Ken Shamrock took Christian and beat him up, and he gave up the location. And then the Ministry of Darkness beat up the Brood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, all right,
Sure.
But to be fair though, at this point, very early in their careers, they were involved in
a huge storyline.
a high tier storyline. As much as you could say, if they were the lower tier guys in it, or they'll just a one part of the story to get another part of the story across.
Yeah,
they're doing something.
And
they're not just getting lost in the shuffle. Even though you would say, if you're just part of, if you're the lower ranked people in the Ministry of Darkness, well,
Yeah. Makes sense.
Did you ever read the Undertaker comics?
I've got the Undertaker comic.
Oh, yes. Did you read the Undertaker special, the Halloween special, I think?
Probably not.
Okay, so he had a Undertaker comic, because the 12 issue of the Undertaker comics basically had that one big storyline, yeah?
Yeah.
And then I think there was an Undertaker Halloween special, which wasn't part of that storyline. Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness Undertaker at that point. Yeah. And I don't know if I can't remember if they were fighting zombies or whatever it was. But when they opened up the car of the boot, the Brood jumped out like vampires, right, to help the Ministry of Darkness fight whatever it was. Like, all right, yeah, okay,
sure, yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Oh my.
Now I have to say, with I can see why you would transition them into the Ministry of Darkness at that point.
Yeah,
because
it's all weird gothic-y crap. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
But I think to some degree it helped them to get some notoriety.
Yeah.
Especially since they were the ones that turned on them. Like Christian got beat up, and Undertaker was like, "All right, well, beat him up some more."
Yeah.
Or we'll beat him up some more, and then Edge and Gangrel are like, "Nah, we're gonna turn against you." You realize that, and Undertaker's like, "All right, let's all of us beat all of them up then." Simple.
Like, just beat him to it.
Yeah, and then then they feuded with the Hardy Boys, which I think helped all four of them get over.
Yeah.
So I will say, I don't know how much damage they did to their bodies at that point, because they just started doing stuff that was crazier and crazier, and you're like, you don't actually necessarily need to. When you're young and you're dumb, and you think you need to do all of this, fine. But when you get older, you realise actually that's long-term damage.
Yeah, you get older and realise now that Mike Hardy can't walk properly. You're like, maybe,
Yep, and Jeff Hardy's probably regretting those spears that he took off the holding off the belt from the ladders. Yeah. But like you're saying, I mean, Edge got a decent lot of tag title runs from didn't he say he was a 14-time tag team champion?
I think it's something like that, and I checked this as well. I was like, oh yeah, he is. Oh.
With how many different partners?
With Christian, Rey Mysterio, Hulk Hogan, Randy Orton.
Like you're the Ultimate Warrior, by the way.
Hulk Hogan, Randy Orton. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and I do have to say, I think that tag team title run with Hulk Hogan was a bit okay. More like we need Edge to help do the meat of the work, and Hogan you can then play to the crowd. Yeah. It went for the benefit. To be fair, it helped Edge as well to be associated with Hogan. But really, in ring, it was it was Edge doing most of the work.
Oh, and Chris Benoit apparently won the tag team title with.
Oh, really?
And Jericho. Oh yeah, I remember Jericho won. Yeah, I remember that.
Is that the Jericho one where Edge then had an injury and Jericho then gave the belts to the Big Show?
Yeah, that was one. Yeah.
And then they did the breakup and not the breakup thing going on.
Yeah.
where they were speaking of like because their tag team had to break up, but they were speaking like they were a couple that got broke up.
Yeah.
And the long distance relationship of him being on SmackDown and Jericho being on Raw. You know, let it go.
Yeah,
we can't be together anymore. Yeah, I gotta say that made me laugh because they just played into it so much.
It was hilarious. Yeah. So
yeah.
where were we again?
And also remember Edge having a 1-day title reign with the Intercontinental title the first time around, which didn't make any sense to me because before at this point, right, Jeff Jarrett was Intercontinental champion, and then coming into the pay-per-view, Edge was champion. It's like what? Okay, how did that happen? Because on the Raw before, you know, yeah.
Trying to wait 1 second. Yeah, because I remember that now. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, being Jeff Jarrett because he won it at a house show. Yeah.
And that's what they said. That's what they said, right? But then he lost it the very next day. So I was like, what's the point?
Because reading this, apparently it wasn't meant to happen. It was a botch.
Okay. Well, fair enough then. That makes sense. But
that makes sense now. Like, oh.
But when you let him have it, like keep for a little bit, and then change it back.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, look, the guy won the guys had the title, you know.
Yeah, this is weird.
Why don't you do something with it? Like a little bit, anyways. You know how quickly the Intercontinental title was changing at this point, anyways, right?
Yeah.
So I don't see why. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird one. I'm not thinking about it now. Why? Yeah. Doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah.
Yeah, but like you're saying, I think at this point, like for a big chunk of his career, it was him, the Dudleys, and the Hardys, and they were just destroying themselves because
to get over.
Yeah, exactly. And then they started doing the tables, ladders, and chairs, right? Where the Hardys gimmick is the ladders somehow. The Dudleys is the tables. So Edge and Christian Judge beating up people with chairs, and then you got the TLC match. All right. Okay.
That logic makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. It does make sense. Oh, okay. I'll give him something.
I not to say they were stunt shows because there's wrestling psychology involved in them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're like, wow, there's a lot of people, a lot of moving parts, right? And a lot of we have to up the stakes of the last time of the stuff. And you're like, you kind of, long-term damage people. Not to say, okay, let's just have some plain old good-fashioned wrestling match for your safety.
Yeah.
The problem is at this point, they probably wanted to do all that.
That's the thing. I reckon they wanted a lot of that. Yeah, they wanted to do it to get, known, innit? So like,
eyes on them.
Yeah, and then
which is like when you start doing crazy stuff on indies.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get to
the main league, you're like, I can cut down on that now. Mm.
Well, no. You're like all the stuff that you could do that brought you to the table, you can't do. You have this. You curtail that because you realize actually I've done it up to myself back then, right?
Yeah.
And then like Will Ospreay, you start adapting your style.
Yeah.
Which is good for him. Like this, but back to Edge, anyways. I don't actually. You know what I have to say? I don't think his wrestling style changed that much. I think it was pretty consistent with what he was capable of doing and how he was doing it. Because he never was a super high flyer, even though in the WWE game, WWF game, was it No Mercy? What was the other one? WrestleMania. WrestleMania 2000.
Yeah.
He could do springboard drop kicks.
Yeah.
In that game. And I was like, wait a minute, but Edge didn't do springboard. Christian also could do springboard drop kicks as well, but they never did that in real life.
Yeah. The most they done some of that was like a missile drop kick off the top rope, not a springboard, but sure, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, hilarious.
But I think ENC's association with Kurt Angle also helped them as well.
Yes, it did.
And I think at this point as well, they full on were like, we'll be the fools that we really are in real life.
Yeah.
Exaggerated, of course, right? Rather than whatever the vampire gimmick, which didn't work for them because they couldn't read. How do you speak in them riddles or whatever they supposed to talk about vampirically?
Yeah, the vampirically sort of poetry nonsense, which was terrible. Yeah. Even though it was, trial and error, innit? Trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That fire entrance did look good though.
Yeah, it was dope. That's one of my favorite. The Bruce entrance is like one of the best entrances of all time.
Well, and how none of their white ruffled feather shirts ever got set on fire.
Yeah, which or Edge's long plastic coat never got on fire either. Yeah, that's a bit.
Yeah.
You know. Sure, I guess.
But yeah, I think then like Kurt Angle is one of those people you can take seriously, even if he's being an idiot, because in the ring,
yeah,
he was a monster. Yeah, exactly. And I don't think they ever forgot that. No. He was one of them rare heels who was actually very capable in ring, no matter what alignment he was, and no matter how silly he acted.
Yeah. Like he was never the silly heel, not heel. Sorry, like the chicken scared heel or anything.
Yeah. Chicken scared. Yeah, that's right. That's the word. Yes. I knew you were going. I knew where you were going.
Yeah, I just don't want to use the word.
Oh, there was that nonsense with the conquistadors. What the hell was that about?
That
right?
was hilarious, man.
What did you find that like? Okay, did you enjoy that back and forth? So Edge, it was Edge and Christian, ENC versus the Hardy Boys in a feud. Yeah. And the Conquistadors were either the Hardys or the Edge and Christian during that feud.
Yeah.
And then at one point, the Edge and Christian pinned the Hardys, got someone else to dress the Conquistadors because they're like, oh, the Conquistadors are like celebrating with their win or whatever, and Edge and Christian come from the back somewhere like really super tired. Oh yeah, Conquistadors. Great match, yeah. Even though it was blatantly them that had the match. Time. Yeah. And then I think under the Conquistadors mask was the Hardy Boys because they ambushed them.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It was like, wait a minute. So you beat yourselves, right? Yeah. Like if you was them and they was you. Oh, it was like, okay, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, there's too much science going on in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, okay. I think But look. As far as a stable place for Edge and Christian, actually, I think that did them well.
Yeah.
They weren't getting over pushed. They were getting themselves over though.
No, they were. Yeah, they was doing just the right amount, not to like oversaturate them, but to also keep them relevant.
Exactly. So, yeah. Don't even think. Okay, I don't think you'll probably remember it. Yeah, but there was a segment they did on Sunday Night Heat, I think it was, where Christian was going to go for the light heavyweight title, even though he was not a light heavyweight at that point.
Yeah.
So they did segments through the show where Christian was trying to lose.
Wait, that's Matt Hardy.
No, Matt Hardy also did it. I think Matt Hardy also did it. Matt Hardy. I think he also did it, right? Because Christian's one, he was.
Are you sure? Because I remember he won the light heavyweight title in his first match.
Who, Christian?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just for this comedy segment, he wasn't a light heavyweight, right?
Okay.
So they had him do stuff through like every before the ad breaks or whatever it was, and I think the last one he had to run in a chicken suit to cut enough weight, and so finally when he got weighed for the title shot, he was in the right, underneath the right benchmark.
Yeah.
And the match by that point though was just a roll up pin because he was so tired. Yeah. All right. Okay. Fair enough. But then that's the comedy that they were doing at that point. So yeah.
Ooh. Christian, great guy.
Yeah. But why not? I mean, like, they establish those guys who don't need to take themselves super seriously.
Yeah.
And they had personality.
Yeah. They had more than enough personality. Yeah, it was awesome.
But what like I think when Edge really started to separate himself was when he won King of the Ring.
Yes, and this was the descent of the beginning of the end of the ENC connection. Yeah. Yeah.
And Edge won that 2001 King of the Ring by pinning Kurt Angle.
Yes.
So Kurt Angle had a match. This was, I think, Rhino and Edge were having a quarterfinals match or something like that. One of the eliminator matches, and they speared each other.
Really?
Yeah, they did the running spear at each other. Wait, on, yeah. I think Edge changed his spear to the, he's finishing to the spear at this point.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And I think Kurt Angle, how many matches did he had? I think did he have 3? He already had a couple of matches at that point for the King of the Ring, and that's how Edge beat him.
Yeah. Because I think wasn't that this is when he did the King of the Ring tournament all in the same night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kurt Angle would have he'd wrestle Christian, he'd wrestle Edge in the finals, and then he'd wrestle Shane McMahon later on.
Oh, that all in the same?
Yeah. Kurt Angle machine.
Oh wow, what an idiot!
I
totally forgot about that. That was so stupid. Yeah.
This is where he tried to belly to belly suplex Shane McMahon into the glass, but that didn't break. So I don't know if it was not stunt glass or anything like that. But after a couple of times where Shane fell on his head, I think Shane was telling him to keep on doing it, and Karen was like, "Well, I don't really want to."
Yeah, because I was watching something the other day and spoke about that. They put the wrong glass in, so it was like real glass rather than stunt glass. So yeah, that's why Shane nearly died from losing.
Yeah, it fell on his head twice, right?
Yep.
He did it over the head belly to belly, and then Shane hit Shane's back hit the thing, and then he went straight down.
Yeah,
and he hit his head conk on the ground.
Yeah,
I think they tried it the other, so he threw him in one of them eventually. I think on the second one, right?
Yeah.
And then he was going to do the same. I think he was going to do it on the same way on the inside, so they burst out of it.
Yeah.
But then Kurt Angle was like, "Nah, just F this," and he just grabbed Shane's head and just threw him in that direction.
Yeah.
Which was much safer, I think, and also it's not fine if you're going in there, right? Because the crowd can see it. But when you're underneath it, and then the cameraman, it's like. It's better not to do this because what's it for? And all the construction beams and stuff like that as well on the inside.
Yeah. It was one of those things that looks good when you see it, but when you think about it, it wasn't very a cool thing to do.
But yeah, so Edge won King of the Ring tournament, the King of the Ring tournament, and he promised he would not Billy Gunn the title, and. Billy Gunn got murdered at this point verbally.
By the walk.
Yeah. So it was like, Billy Gunn, you're done. You're done for. This is also, I think, around this time where were they feuding with DX? He said he was saying to X-Pac, you don't. There's this thing called character development that you do not have, right?
Wow.
That's why everyone's saying X-Pac sucks.
It would have been around this time. Yeah, it would have been around this time. X-Pac Heat was invented.
Yeah, and I think around this point, would you say this is where the singles runs for Edge really started?
Yeah, because this is when he won the King of the Ring, and then the invasion happened.
Yeah,
and that's when Christian proper betrayed him and joined WCW, which makes sense but doesn't make sense at the same time.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Edge had an Intercontinental title match against Lance Storm.
Yes.
Which Lance Storm won. No, sorry. Which Edge won.
Yeah.
So Christian came in and speared Edge accidentally.
Yeah. And then gave him a concerto, a single man concerto afterwards.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is also where Christian was walking around with Edge's King of the Ring cup trophy, as though Christian himself won it. Like so he did with Luchasaurus.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. It comes full circle, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but Edge also, I think the invasion, would you say it hampered his momentum at this point? Or would you say it was...
I think kind of like made it more severe, like made him more of a single person. Because then he lost in the Continental title to, what's his face? Test.
Yeah. And then he won the US title.
Yeah, from Kurt Angle. And then
Wait, hold on. Let me just ask something at this point. Is this the feud where Kurt Angle lost his hair, or was this later on?
I think that's before.
Is it before or is it after?
Let me check.
I think it's after.
No, it's after.
Yeah, because when Kurt Angle won the United States title...
it was like 2 years off. It was like a year after 2002. Yeah.
Yeah, so Edge won the United States title from Kurt Angle. And, And
then, if I'm correct...
He unified it with
the US title. Yeah. Yep, I remember that now.
Yeah.
Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then... Yeah. I think around that time, what I remember is he had the WrestleMania match against Booker T. No titles involved, right?
Yeah.
But the only thing that was involved was a fictional Japanese hair shampoo commercial.
Yeah.
Which, it was just a bit like awkward for me because I was like, what?
Yeah.
Not like nowadays, by the way, right? Where people did do foreign adverts. And it's written in the contracts or something like that. It will never be broadcasted in their home home country or something like that.
Yeah. Well,
and now with the internet, you can just find anything anywhere. So that's whatever, right?
Yeah.
But this shampoo advert never existed.
No. Did they even? I can't remember if they even made like a joke advert to show on WWE television.
I wish they did. I wish they did.
Yeah.
Right? Because
it kind of makes sense for this match. Yeah.
Well, if they did, right?
Yeah.
If they did, and Edge just got to wash his hair or something like that. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they and then they had Japanese subtitles randomly, whatever, right?
Yeah, but at least they commit to the bit, But,
yeah. But when you just start the feud randomly, you should be like, oh yeah, this is why they're feuding. I'm like,
yeah, it's like, okay, and this is WrestleMania. Cool.
But to be fair, I mean, look, I personally wanted Booker T to win that only because at this point Edge was starting to climb the ranks where Booker T had already been a WCW champion.
Yeah, but
even though that yes, you could say they're not pushing him to that level, right? But at least he's more upper tier.
Yeah.
Than Edge. So you'd be like, you start the feud, you start getting your stepping stone wins and stuff like that.
Yeah. But they made him sort of have to climb up from the bottom again.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So you thought, okay, Booker T beats Edge, and yeah, that'd have been then you can use Booker T as your first ladder to climb.
Yeah.
But no, Edge won that one.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
What were you fine with that? Or did you think, okay, this is a bit or like positioning where Booker T was? To be fair as well, at that point, like you were saying, Booker was not quite getting the level of respect he was getting in WCW.
Yeah. If I'm honest, because I like both of the guys at the time, so I didn't personally care. I was like, oh, that's cool. Either one wins, I'm alright with it. Make no difference to me. So
Yeah.
I was alright with it.
Okay. And yeah, at this point, what, Edge is having a different theme music?
Yeah, this was when he got a different theme music, because this is when he did the draft, and he got drafted to SmackDown. And then he got the Rob Zombie, never gonna stop, man, never gonna stop. Because this is when he disappeared for like a month or something like that to film his part in Highlander.
Wait, no. Is it? Is this
Yep.
around the time?
Yep.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Because I think it
Alright.
was meant to be some weird cross promotion between them and the Highlander.
And Highlander
film.
4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's songs in Highlander.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end. Yeah.
All right. Whatever. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, look. Hey, it's his first of many acting roles for Edge. Adam Cook.
Yeah.
So yeah, fair enough. You know.
Which is, I'm about to say hilarious, but it's he's a good actor. I like him, so I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm,
But yeah, it's
and I think that's when the next feud was with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's hair, right?
yeah.
Versus Edge's.
Edge's hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Yeah. And did you ever read about the prank they pulled on Edge?
No.
Because there was going to be a hair versus hair match, and everyone told Edge that he was going to lose, that he needed to shave his head.
Yeah.
So they were just putting a rib on him.
Oh.
And Edge was like, I don't think I can go bald. My head shape's a bit weird when it's bald and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's true.
And they were just pranking him, but he was like getting paranoid. And then I think the day of the pay-per-view,
yeah,
they told him, "Yeah, gotcha. You're gonna win. You don't worry about your hair." And he's like, "Oh, thank goodness." But then, if you watch it, Kurt Angle's telling the story of how Edge couldn't use the clippers properly.
Yeah.
Because obviously Edge thought he was going to lose, so he wasn't going to try. You know,
he never learned how to use clippers.
Yeah, exactly.
Which makes sense. Makes sense.
Kurt was saying that Edge was running the clippers the opposite direction, which is scarring Kurt Angle's head. But I'm like, no. When I'm watching it, I was like, no, it wasn't that bad. He wasn't like he was running upwards with the grain against the finger. I think he was just holding it in the wrong position.
Yeah, it's not like, have you seen when I think it was X-Pac Jeff Jarrett match, and they had a hair versus hair match.
Yeah.
And was it a Raven? It might be involved in Raven, 1 or 2, and they were doing it wrong. And you could see it was like
okay. So it was Raven versus someone. I can't remember who it was, right?
Yeah.
But yes, Raven's head was all bloody afterwards.
Yeah, because they didn't know how to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is also around the time where he would team up with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Your boy Edge.
Yeah. Less said about that, the better.
Okay. Do you think that helped? Okay. First of all, beating Booker T, beating Kurt Angle, and being associated with Hulk Hogan at this point in time, I think what's helping Edge to get a bit more of the babyface pops.
Yeah, that time.
Yeah, like this is a man you should get behind. This is
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. But it's one of those things we look back at now, like, ooh.
What do you think? Did you think Hulk Hogan did not give him the rub that he was meant to, or did you just think that team was just to extend the shelf life of Hulk Hogan?
I just think it was boost Hogan's ego. If I'm honest, that's my personal thing.
Right.
Yeah, because he wasn't really doing nothing. So I was like, let's put him in tag
Would
team
you say Edge didn't even need that tag team title reign at that point?
Yeah, because later on he has a few title reigns with Ray. So
yeah.
But I just feel like it was a momentary buzz. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, we just do this now because
yeah. I found at this point as well that even though he was part of the SmackDown 6, the SmackDown 6 was more elevating the tag division between them.
Yeah.
Rather than individually elevating themselves as singles competitors.
I don't know, because they all ended up, 5 of the 6 ended up going to do good things. So
yeah.
So yeah, I think it was to get them sort of. It did get.
Well, I think as well the SmackDown, the WWE Tag Team Championships, not the World Tag Team Championships, by the way, right?
Yeah, they was on Raw. Yeah.
Yeah. They were newly created titles, so they had to get them over.
Yeah.
I think. So yeah, why not? Why not? As well as if these are your top tier guys, might as well run the program around them.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of different matchups you could do between them. So obviously, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah, just a little.
And I think they all helped each other as well.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, Rey Mysterio, Edge, Eddie Guerrero, and Chavo Guerrero. You know.
Yeah.
They. I think they elevated SmackDown.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
Because of course they're the key. They're the SmackDown 6, right?
Yeah. Especially after Brock left, not after. So yeah, it kind of helped. Actually, no.
Yeah.
Brock, no, he left way after, didn't he? Yeah, never mind. No.
Well, yeah. I mean, he was still around for a while at this point, Brock.
Yeah.
But I think he left in 2003. Is that right?
Wait, no.
Was it 2004? 2004.
2004. Yeah. WrestleMania 20. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I know at this point Edge had a lot of singles titles and tag titles,
Yeah.
but they hadn't given him that super sustained push to main level attraction.
Yeah.
Because he was floating at the upper mid card at this point, but never got into. Did he ever get into World Title Program?
I don't think he did. No.
Right?
No.
No.
I think he might have had one match because I know like nearly everyone had like one match against Brock Lesnar when he was champion.
Yeah.
With murder people, but I can't remember if he did.
Well, here's the thing with Edge, right? At this point, if he'd got the occasional like a consistent push, I'd say to a degree where you could buy him as a top contender.
Yeah.
To that level of contender, yeah.
Yeah.
I at this point I'd be like accepting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that. Sorry. Go on.
Oh yeah, he did. He had a handicap match.
Yeah.
Him versus Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman.
Did you ever watch this match?
No, it was on a SmackDown.
Okay.
I might have watched it, but I don't remember it. And
yeah,
he pinned Edge. Yeah. So.
Of course. Well, at this point of the Brock Lesnar push, who did he not pin?
He pinned anyone. He murdered everyone.
Yeah. But yeah. I would say I think I don't think Edge was looked at as a number one spot top tier main eventer guy until a bit later on, right?
Yeah, until later on.
Would you say it was the rated R superstar era?
Yeah. Well, because he went off injured for a bit.
Yeah.
And then came back and went to Raw.
Yeah.
And then I think he was meant to have a feud with Randy Orton for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
And then I think he got injured again.
Yeah.
And then he came back.
Yeah.
And because I think this is when he got injured. No, that was before when the ladder spot where he popped something in his spine with Eddie. But anyway, yeah. So then he came back, and then this is where he started doing a slower heel turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I think they started noticing, like, yeah, this dude could be pretty violent, and he's good on the mic. And then
also, I think at this point as well, this is where he had the Intercontinental, and he then had an injury, so he came out on crutches.
Yeah.
To give the title to Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
And I don't like to have titles vacated or whatever, right? Because I think it's just a bit, especially if you're Bischoff and you're a heel, right? Edge is the champion, yeah. And he's just gonna give it to Chris Jericho. Why don't you just be like, okay, I'm Eric Bischoff. I'm gonna kick Edge in the nuts, yeah. Tell him, because otherwise I'll fire him, because Jericho's face. Pin Edge, I'll count the 3, and you get the kind of title, or something like that. And then you could just turn Jericho heel by kicking him Edge in the nuts, right? But it's just one of those things where you're like, when you freshly vacate the title, it's just a bit. Because I think that sometimes, yes, you have to vacate it, but other times it's like you can actually use this as a story point.
Yeah, I get it, but like, I know sometimes they've when it depends on person's injury. They just
it's true actually, yeah.
Because he was injury,
to be fair, if he couldn't even I just don't like when you vacate it and literally have to hand it to someone. That's a bit weird. If there's a tournament or your 2 number 1 contenders or whatever it is, that I feel kind of is a bit more fair.
Yeah. That makes more sense. But Yeah.
But I think the other thing is as well, Edge had multiple secondary title reigns at this point, but never a lengthy run with any of those titles.
Yeah.
I would say Edge's title reigns with the US slash Intercontinental title was probably as lengthy as the Rock's world title reigns, right?
Yeah, they weren't that long. No.
No.
Yeah, nothing about that. Yeah, they wasn't at all. He's a five-time Intercontinental champion. Yeah, I don't remember those reigns being long at all. No.
Yeah, exactly. You would have thought, yeah. I mean, if he had a decently lengthy run with the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, it'd be a different story. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, well, hey, it's going to be what it's going to be, right?
Yeah, it is.
Because this man has accumulated many titles during his entire run.
Yeah, because apparently he's like the most decorated. Like, I think. Oh, I keep hearing it. He's had the most like championships / like titles stuff in the WWE.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Would this be a good point to curtail this section? Because at this point we'll be talking about Edge's world title reigns, and we could just
because that's like pretty much the end of like the most longest part of his career.
Yeah. Not only that, yeah. But then we get into get into the more notoriety, the more notorious bits, Rated R Superstar, all that other stuff.
Money
yeah,
because
this part of his career is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's the other stuff that makes him Edge. It's the other stuff you remember him before. He's a good worker. Yeah. He's a good worker. He's got decent charisma, and we see how his gimmick changes to a point where he's settled as a character.
Yeah.
This is all. It took so from 1998 to 2004-ish.
I'll say 5.
Yeah.
Wait, did he?
So
when did he win Money in the Bank?
Sorry.
I'm trying to remember when he won Money in the Bank. Was that WrestleMania 21?
Was that WrestleMania 21?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but either way, yeah.
Yeah. But at this point, they've got him to a certain level, right? Where then, as we go further along in the next section of this world title reigns, or whatever, this is where he becomes the Edge.
Yeah. He becomes the either you love him or you hate him guy.
Yeah, exactly. The ultimate opportunist, all those other bits and pieces, all the stuff that he gets the story to revolve around him.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, this is when I doubled down on liking him.
Yeah. Like, look. At this point in his career, at this where we are, he's a good worker.
Yeah.
He's a guy you could trust to have good matches, right?
Yeah.
And he's got good mic skills and charisma and all that stuff that you need, right?
Yeah.
But you just need that next level of something.
That push. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That long sustained push, which they didn't seem to be. I want to say giving him, but he's always there.
Yeah. Always
doing something.
Yeah. He was
like he's always he's not the main character, and he's probably not the secondary characters, but the tertiary, the people that you're like, all right, okay, he's there. Don't forget about him.
Yeah, he always had a bit like he could just come out of nowhere and he'd be relevant, sort of thing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, way more further along. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at this point, yeah, where we're gonna where he will get his main. He will just come out of the mid card and into the main card. The main event is
his rightful place.
Yeah. So a nice place to stop at the moment.
Yeah, that's very good.
Though we'll say, I don't know how much of it's to do with Edge's in-ring work or his out-of-ring work that helped him.
Oh yeah, because we've got to touch upon that, don't we? Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
Another thing that I kind of think helped push his career along. Which
I think it also helped him as well.
Yeah,
because they then worked around all of that as well.
Yeah,
as in they used it exaggerated it and they did it in storyline, and then they used it as a character trait.
Yeah.
So
which kind of helped everyone.
Well, definitely helped him. Let me put it that way.
Helped Matt as well. But,
Well, yeah, but we'll get look.
Actually, it helped Jeff, even though he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. The only person who probably didn't help was Christian. To be fair, because he had nothing to do with
and he
this after.
He wasn't even in the company either. Yeah, he
was
just
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, but at this point as well, Jeff was probably in and out of the company as well. So
yeah, I think he was. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think he maybe was halfway in TNA or probably suspended at that point as well. So yeah.
Yeah. So we will stop here and get into the Edge World Title reign push.
Yeah, my
era
of Edge. Yeah.
Yeah. In the next part. In the next part of this.
Yeah, and one day we have to do one in Jeff Hardy because wow, that's
my goodness,
gonna be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, let me let me make a note of that. We'll come back to that. Okay, yeah, Jeff Hardy. Okay. Wait, but his career is still going.
He's for now. Well.
Oh yeah, that boy has had as much as Edge has. Well, Edge has always kind of had ups. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only downs you could say is when he's had extensively long injuries that end up putting him out, or stop storylines progressing or stuff like that, right? Yeah. Jeff Hardy, on the other hand, well,
Jeff Hardy's big.
Yeah. Jeff Hardy's biggest enemy is Jeff Hardy.
Yep, it is. Yeah, and poor guy. But yeah, so
we'll definitely get on to. We'll definitely have to do a Jeff Hardy one at some point.
That'll be fun. I shouldn't be laughing about it, but yeah. So yeah, because Matt Hardy, he'll be coming up in the next bit. As well. He has a big part in this chapter of Edge's career.
Well, yeah. You know what? I just keep I'm speaking about it as though we should talk about it, right? Yeah. There's always bits and pieces you're like, oh, you string along. No, we have to stop teasing it.
Yeah, we'll stop talking about it,
and then we'll have to actually go on the next part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, I have been the man who is Grandma's favorite wrestler, because that was the one of the little skits when Edge was on the phone to his grandma saying, "Yeah, sure, Grandma. I know When the King Ring's great. Do you want to talk to Christian? Yeah, here he is." And she hangs up. She's like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, that was a long-winded one, but that's me, Kyle Charles, and
I'm the man who's at one with the vampiric gothic lifestyle, CY Chung.
And thank you for listening to our first part of a career look back at the one Adam Copeland, aka or FKA, formerly known as Edge, the rated R superstar.
Let me ask you, before you jump to AEW, right?
Yeah.
Did you think he was gonna? I was just joking in my head. I was like, what if he's called Adam Cage because he's still pretend to be related to Christian?
I thought.
And then you've got all the three Adams, and you got the Cages and the Pages as well. Yeah.
Because I thought, I was like, oh, he could do that, and I was like, wait, could he?
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be called Edgy Adam as well. I heard someone else say that. Yeah. I was like,
oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, there was many meme about exactly how. Actually, let me see if I've saved it. Yeah. Okay. So you know how they were like, they went about the Metalingus, right?
Yeah.
Whether they could use it or not. So you know how TNA always change everything when they go across.
Yeah.
Okay. So someone wrote, I'm reading off there, right, online here. So this is how they reworded Metalingus. All right. Yeah. Also the beginning bit, right?
Yeah.
You believe you are aware of me. On this night, I comprehend with clarity. The whole lot. The whole lot has, and I don't know why they did this, by the way. The whole lot has ejaculated into existence.
Oh wow!
A resentful location and a destroyed vision, and we'll depart everything. We'll depart everything afterwards. I was like, all right, well that's broken Matt Hardy speak.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised though they got that, but then when he said why, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, it's a natural song, isn't it?
and
the bit that surprised me was that the fact that they ran. You think you? Well, I didn't think you think you know me, right? But you think you know him at the beginning. Yeah. But even then, you'd think, well, that's very close.
That's too close, though, isn't it? That's what I thought. Like, can you get around that? Like,
yeah, exactly.
So.
Yeah. I mean, other people like the other thing you're gonna be like, I think you know me.
Yeah.
Or I think you know him. Like I don't know how much trademarks work with a sentence.
Yeah, same.
But it's not that it's a sentence in itself. It's a sentence that runs along the song, which he had bought the rights to, which is very similar. Then I think if you bought the rights to the song, then the sentence in front of it can.
Yeah, but I don't think that you think you know him's actual part, the actual real song.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's just like how much of it is because we bought the rights to the song, we can use that song in any way we want.
Yeah,
and therefore this beginning bit we're putting in front of the song because it's not part of the song, but it's not trademarked as the entire package either. How do you get away with it? But all right.
Well, hey, I was just happy you came out to it. Because I thought about it came out to the Rob Zombie one, and I was like, that's too much of a weird callback that not a lot of people is gonna get. Because I'm pretty sure I'm like one of the few people who actually remember that song.
Yeah. Well, we should have come back to the original.
Yeah, because
nobody would have got.
No, and the funny thing is, they could probably do it because the Hardys have their.
Oh no, but the Hardy song is copyright free music, if you know what I mean.
Because I thought
the generic what's it called?
Because I heard
song music
that some of WWE songs from like that period have come like the rights are gone, and Tony Khan bought the rights to a lot of them, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, look, somehow they managed to get Christian's music off TNA, so hey,
Well, I don't think TNA have any rights. I said something bad. I feel like Christian probably paid for that song to be made himself, so he probably has the rights to it.
Well, yeah, but it rips off an Evanescence song.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is not. Look, many a song when you listen to it, right? Many a wrestling theme is a rip-off of some actual music. Yeah.
Because like even Jeff Jarrett comes out to his TNA theme, so.
Oh yeah. I guess that depends on like how.
Unless randomly in some of their contracts in TNA, I know this is like a weird side tangent, that they have rights to use the theme song made for them.
Well, maybe they just be like, you know what, TNA, how much you want for that song? Here, we pay for it. Done. Done. Dusted.
Or Jeff Jarrett probably owns his song anyway, to be fair. As he did own TNA at some point, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that was a random tangent we went on. Yes, and thank you for listening to us talk about Edgy Adam. Was you a fan of Edge's early career? What was your favorite match of Edge's early career? Did you like him as Vampire or Surfer Dude or Angry Teenager? That's what his later gimmick was.
Like Angry Crackhead. That's what I'm
talking about before he turned heel. It was like kind of like Angriest Teenager.
I don't know.
Yeah. I can't remember. Yeah. Let us know. You can do that by leaving a comment if you watch this on YouTube, or you can leave us a tweet or an Instagram message on Instagram, on Twitter, and you can find all that information where to find us in the description parts. And until next time, guys, I'd like to thank you all for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Bye.